Imagine a city of such staggering wealth and beauty that its very name became a symbol of luxury and power. A city whose walls were said to be so thick chariots could race upon them. A city that housed one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. This was Babylon, the jewel of Mesopotamia, a metropolis that for centuries was the largest and most magnificent city on earth. But if it was so grand, so powerful, where is it now? How could a city that dominated the ancient world simply vanish into the sands of time? Today, we embark on a journey to uncover the secrets of the lost city of Babylon. Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. The story of Babylon is more than just history. It's a tale of ambition, innovation, and ultimately, decline. Let's travel back more than 4,000 years to its origins. Babylon started as a small town on the banks of the Euphrates River, in what is now modern-day Iraq. But it wasn't until the reign of its 6th king, Hammurabi, around 1792 BC, that Babylon truly stepped onto the world stage. You've probably heard of the Code of Hammurabi, one of the oldest and most complete written legal codes ever discovered. It was Hammurabi who transformed Babylon from a minor city-state into the capital of a vast empire. He was a brilliant military strategist and an even better administrator. Under his rule, Babylon became a center of trade, religion, and culture. But empires rise and fall, and after Hammurabi's death, Babylon was conquered by a succession of powers, including the Hittites and the Kassites. For centuries its influence waned, but the story of Babylon was far from over. Fast forward over 1,000 years to the Neo-Babylonian Empire. This is the era of Babylon's greatest glory, the Babylon we often picture in our minds. And it was all thanks to one man, King Nebuchadnezzar II, ruling from 605 to 562 BC. Nebuchadnezzar was a visionary builder. He launched a massive construction program that transformed Babylon into an architectural marvel, unparalleled in the ancient world. Let's take a virtual walk through his city. The first thing you'd see would be the immense outer walls, a double line of defense so formidable they were considered impenetrable. Passing through one of the city's 8 magnificent gates, you'd find yourself on the processional way. This grand avenue was paved with limestone and decorated with vibrant blue-glazed bricks, featuring depictions of lions, dragons, and bull symbols of the gods. The most famous of these gates was the Ishtar Gate, a breathtaking structure covered in lapis lazuli-colored tiles. This structure, known as Et Menanke, which translates to the foundation of heaven and earth, would have dominated the skyline, a man-made mountain reaching for the heavens. It was a testament to the Babylonians' engineering prowess and their deep religious devotion. And then, there were the legendary Hanging Gardens of Babylon, described by ancient Greek writers as one of the 7 wonders of the world. These gardens were said to be a series of terraced tiers, filled with exotic trees, shrubs, and vines. They were supposedly built by Nebuchadnezzar for his homesick wife, who missed the green hills of her homeland. Imagine an oasis of lush greenery rising up in the middle of a bustling desert city, an engineering marvel with a complex irrigation system to pump water from the Euphrates to the highest terraces. It sounds incredible, right? Well, here's the mystery. While ancient writers like Diodorus Siculus and Strabo described the gardens in vivid detail, there's one massive problem. Archaeologists have never found any definitive evidence of their existence in Babylon. Not a single Babylonian text mentions them. This has led to a fascinating debate. Were the Hanging Gardens a real place that has since been lost to time? Were they a poetic exaggeration, a myth? Or, as one prominent theory suggests, were they located in a different city altogether, perhaps Nineveh, and mistakenly attributed to Babylon over time? The truth remains one of history's most tantalizing puzzles. Babylon under Nebuchadnezzar wasn't just beautiful, it was a hub of science and knowledge. Babylonian astronomers were meticulous observers of the night sky. They mapped the constellations, predicted eclipses, and developed a sophisticated system of mathematics, including the 360-degree circle and the 60-minute hour that we still use today. Their contributions laid the groundwork for much of modern astronomy and mathematics. So, what happened? How did this center of civilization fall? The end came swiftly. In 539 BC, the Persian king, Cyrus the Great, marched on Babylon. The Greek historian Herodotus tells a dramatic story of how the Persians diverted the Euphrates River, which flowed through the city, allowing their army to march into Babylon along the dry riverbed, taking the city by surprise during a grand festival. While the exact details are debated by historians, the result is undisputed. Babylon fell to the Persians, and its golden age was over. Unlike many conquerors of the time, Cyrus didn't destroy Babylon. In fact, it continued to be an important administrative center within the Persian Empire. Later, when Alexander the Great conquered the Persians, he was so impressed by Babylon that he planned to make it the capital of his own vast empire. He even ordered repairs on the city's temples. But his sudden death in Babylon in 323 BC put an end to those plans. After Alexander, his empire was divided, and his successors built new capitals. People and resources slowly drained away from Babylon. The great city began a long, slow decline. The Euphrates River shifted its course, the canals silted up, and the mud bricks of its grand buildings crumbled back into the earth. Over centuries, wind and sand buried Babylon, and its exact location was forgotten, becoming little more than a legend. For nearly 2,000 years, the once greatest city on earth was lost. It wasn't until the 19th century that European archaeologists, guided by ancient texts, began searching for it in the deserts of Iraq. In 1899, a German team led by Robert Koldewey began systematic excavations. Over 18 years, they unearthed the foundations of the ziggurat, the processional way, and the majestic Ishtar Gate. They had found it. The lost city of Babylon was finally rediscovered. But the story doesn't end there. The 20th and 21st centuries brought new challenges. The archaeological site has suffered from modern conflicts, looting, and questionable reconstruction efforts. In the 1980s, Saddam Hussein, seeing himself as a modern-day Nebuchadnezzar, had parts of the ancient city rebuilt directly on top of the original ruins, causing significant damage to the fragile archaeological layers beneath. Despite this, Babylon remains a site of immense historical and cultural importance. In 2019, it was finally designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site, a recognition of its universal value and a step towards ensuring its preservation for future generations. What do you find most fascinating about Babylon? The Hanging Gardens, the Code of Hammurabi, or something else? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for joining me on this journey through time. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more explorations into the mysteries of the past. See you next time.